Hello? Let's resume the trial. And hope I didn't forget anything. Okay. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe? There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. Ah, we're probably talking about the same old man. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them. And seeds. Seeds. Ah. It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. Wow, really, Godot? I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at that time. Also, keep my chat up so I can see everything. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Poor Maggie has passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. Hold on a second, in the kitchen? Also, what's with this huge window of time of death? Seems weird. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that. All pretty and peaceful. You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? I wanted to press him further on the fact that he said she was in the kitchen. Why was she in the kitchen? Victim didn't have any identification on him. You didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license, or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? Think I'm onto something here. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited the doctor before he went to Trespien. Got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court? What should I do? Should I leave this alone? Or ask to hear more? I don't want to leave it? No. This doesn't really matter how they figured out who the victim was. More important avenues to explore? No, I think I should press more on that. Ask about his health insurance. I don't think so. Wait a second. I don't think I have anything about health insurance. I mean, that could be a motive, but I think it was more than $500,000 lottery ticket. Let's ask about his health insurance. So the victim had no form of identification on him, correct? Yeah? And yet, before arriving at the restaurant, he went to see a doctor. Which means, he must have had his medical insurance card with him. Oh, that is very true. The fact that it hasn't been found points to only one obvious conclusion. The victim's medical card was stolen. That doesn't sound very convincing, Phoenix. Ah, true, the victim didn't have a medical insurance card. But why? Because Mr. Glenn Elg didn't have medical insurance to begin with. Huh? As I thought, a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Bit of an edge never hurt anyone. Looks like we're off course again, Nick. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Explain for the court the events following the preliminary investigation. No, I wanted to ask about this again. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. Was completely empty. Victim... See, that was the important one. I wanted to do the silly one, though. The victim got this from the doctor before going to Trespien. The bag is empty. Ha! You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate are you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? Seems important. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. Happens to me all the time. You get framed for murder all the time? We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Objection!
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So, Trite, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? It's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to, if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. That is what happened, though. We just can't prove it yet. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. That contradicts the evidence. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh ho, finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Trespian. Where then did the medicine disappear to? You are too cruel, pal. Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. It could have been, but I don't think so. Order! Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ah, that's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? What's... Victim found the... New Year. Otolaryngological clinic. Otolaryngological? What kind of illness is the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? I'm assuming ear pain. Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. Took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? And what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trespian. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Ugh. Seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick! seems important. Let's see. If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push the medication issue. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trespian. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that is something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. Phew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. It looks like we all nearly died in there. Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurts this time. Felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. Bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. I do mind! The name is Victor Born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too. Don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Kah, listen, youngin. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps? I did. Oh yes. Oh yes, I did. I saw it all. So then please, tell the court we're all ears. Sure, I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Kah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words? What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. So you saw the victim, then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elg? I wanted to know if Gustin Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question. There are partitions between the tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? Kah! I go to that place to drink Chavachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something into it. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I think you got it wrong. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. Sure. Your eyesight's fine. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. And I saw what the serving girl put into the Javachino as well. I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not going to like it. Press harder. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask if the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. That is a brown bottle. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Ah, a bottle like this, perhaps. Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So, what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? And also, how did she get coffee on herself if she was in the kitchen? Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. He took just one sip? You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congratulations, you have earned the title of the brattiest man to grace a courtroom. The battiest man to grace a courtroom. So it was an immediate death? Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. That contradicts what I heard, as he made a loud noise. I felt the Javachino I felt the Gelatina I'd just drank turned sour in my mouth. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she is... I know that feeling because he's drank there. And their Gelatina is terrible. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace. That's what it is. Sorry? Can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform. Even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Kah. There are other things I recognize about her, too. Seemed pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant. I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure, sure. And her apron straps were loose. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face. Kah, as if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. No doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling something more. There's something more to this somehow. Let's ask about the straps. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination? People have all kinds of fetishes, Trite. We don't need to embarrass the witness. Listen, you young upstarts, I haven't got some sick strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Very well, continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless. Grumble, grumble. Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress? I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Let's ask about her back.
Objection!
The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
Ha! He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Okay, this is the important part, because we have the apron, and it's stained. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. But this is where you contradict the evidence. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. Kah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before, yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness! You can't just oops your way out of this. Ah, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. That's very specific, and also, how can you ever remember something that you forgot? He can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's just Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. What? I don't think it was a broken pair of spectacles. I think it was his Dragon Ball Z eyepiece that tells him the power level of... Okay, enough of that. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. Just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? Suppose, but it's what I do best. Wearing a broken pair of spectacles, he had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noise crowd kept rustling in the pages. The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. I think we're gonna have to press, because I don't know what I'm doing here. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish? That's what I remember, why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. Seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Gustin Braun retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? What are you looking at me like that for? Ow, ow! Gustin Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. Young man was listening to the wireless. The wireless? The decadent young rascal in my day was one of or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. And using an earpiece, it's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you? Ow. You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the... Ow. Do not push it until I got some hard evidence. His free hand? Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? No, you didn't. But it looks like he would have to use his right hand to pick up the cup. If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then... Ow, ow! Ah. Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. What does that mean? Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. Whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake, and he's ours. Do we know what hand he uses? Normally? I mean, we could present that. Let's save and see what happens if we present. This. Because, wait, the sip mark is on the front part, which would be the part facing towards him. Meaning he would have to use his right hand to pick up the coffee. But his right hand had the paper in it, which was not his free hand. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you, nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this? Kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup with his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park. Wait! Do you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad? You're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. This seems like an important point to save, because the judge is going to be like, alright, Phoenix, can you prove that he did not use his left hand? Oh yes, no question, I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hot bot, and you spiky-haired yahoo, who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man, we've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot. But this is my 16th cup of coffee. When's Godot's theme gonna play? So this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. Which would be his left ear. But his left eardrum was ruptured, meaning there was no way he would be wearing the earpiece in that ear. I've already found a contradiction in your testimony. Kept fiddling with it all the time. Was fiddling with it just before he picked up the coffee, too. Then he used the same hand to pick up the coffee, pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. I don't think it's used by programmers, I think it's used in when you're cosplaying for Dragon Ball Z. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. But there was no way the earpiece could be in his left ear. And those are the facts, in good old black and white. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Eh? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! Order! 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 This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in a cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup, in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible! The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. Facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. Point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceeding. I am satisfied with the witness. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous... I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Hold it. Wait. If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. You still haven't corrected yourself. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. The music changed. Gotta save. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker. Can't believe this is happening. Ha ha ha. You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? Gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over at the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, But the vase was perfectly fine when I went to the restaurant. Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh? You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Do you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of. I have to cross-examine this guy. And I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. A vase, you say? A vase? I don't know how to say that. I should. I'm just gonna say vase. Yes, there are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them, too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. But the vase looks fine now. And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase? Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define... Okay, I get it. I heard it break, and the sight of it is burned into my memory as clear as day. Soaked in water, you mean? Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well. You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you? It was cold, I clearly remember it splashing me. Could the water really make it all the way across the other side of the room? Well, how about that? Do I have any evidence that the vase was not broken? Oh, I do. What if I present this photo, though? Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours. Ow, ow! Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, Ah! What did that say? What is it now? I just remember something. Yes? Go on. The broken vase. Haha. It was on my table. What? Ah, well, you see... It startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Ahaha. Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin became to be completely soaked. That's important, because that tells us which table he was sitting at. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Yes, you have. Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes. I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it! I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor? The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. Godot's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old apology. The heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay, we're gonna, I guess, learn about our doppelganger. Our phony. So how do you think the trial went this morning? It went well. How do you think it went? It got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. I beg to differ. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is that old Mr. Kudo saw... what old Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictions. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah, we've gotta find one for Maggie, or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty. I don't need to talk to you, Maya. Wait. I remembered. Let's gossip about Gumshoe. I really felt sorry for Gumshoe today. Really wanted to help Maggie out, but he kept getting backed into a corner. Maggie took it pretty bad, didn't she? Do you think she feels betrayed? Maybe. We've got to cheer her up somehow. She's a friend, after all. Friend, Never really thought of it that way, but I guess she is. I guess we can't gossip about him. Here, Maya, you wanna look at this potassium cyanide? Can't believe they found this in Maggie's pocket. Yeah, but she was passed out, right? The killer could have easily planted it on her. Where do you even get a hold of something like this? It's not like you can go down to your local Costco, or Costco. Your local Costmo. I don't think Costmo should be the name of your company. Should say cost less. And buy it in bulk for $5 a pound. You've got a point. How the killer got a hold of this poison is pretty important. It's almost surreal that this artsy apron is what got us this far. Well, as art goes, this piece definitely leaves an impression. I guess that means the old guy never saw it in the front... saw the front of it, huh? Which means he didn't see the waitress's face either. Maybe I should try the lottery sometime too. Sure, why not? If you hit the jackpot, you could win $500,000. So what are you waiting for, Nick? Buy one! No way, don't you know the lottery is a tax on people who are bad at math? Blah, fine then. At least I can add it to the newly renamed Paths to Wealth. I'll have to call Pearly later and have her add buy lottery tickets whenever possible. New year. I wish I knew how to say that word, Clinic. I guess if your eardrum was ruptured, you couldn't listen to the radio, huh? Yeah, it'd be pretty pointless to wear an earpiece of any kind. The medication in this bag is missing too, right? The mysterious vanishing medication, much like our mysterious other person. That's the cup the poison was in, isn't it? Yeah, and the stain on the rim shows that the victim used his right hand to pick it up. But the old man swore he saw the victim pick it up with his left hand. Mr. Kudo wasn't mistaken, and what could account for this contradiction? I wish I knew more about that spiky-haired guy. Okay, let's talk to our Maggie bird, our defendant. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we've got questions to ask her too. Maggie! Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Looks like Gumshoe is not here. Never mind that. What's going on? Feels different in here somehow. You think? Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge. What are you doing? Call in the officers for the briefing, quick! Can't you shut down the station server? Chief, quit playing on the internet! But my email pen pal... Leet, as in princess, princesses. Save it for later. I'm turning it off now. No! Leet, as in princesses. Everyone's keeping busy in here, huh? Keeping busy? More like panicking, if you ask me. Something's going on. Something big. Must be the chief of the detectives here. He looks lost now that the power to his computer has been cut. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to write her a real letter instead of an email. Alternatively, you could write up some reports. Just a suggestion. Dear Leet-Asm Princess, how are you? I'm okay. How was the show last night? Wow, what an awesome job. Maybe I should send in my resume and become chief. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. Even pickpockets can have their pockets picked. That's a keeper. better to go with something that doesn't sound too much like a slogan. Must be coming up with slogans for a crime prevention campaign, but I'm not sure even he knows what kind of crime he's trying to prevent. These are the detective's desks. There are computers and files in each one, a lot tighter. Don't spend a lot of time. Okay, that isn't different. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime too. That's it, come on, come on, come on. Hey, that sounds like... Now just call me an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can. You're getting really worked up about something. No, that's the wrong number. Ah, looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Oh, it's you. I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is. He's having the twin tea set. What can I say? It tastes horrible. But I still eat here. Tell me about the twin tea set. I haven't got anything to say about that, pal. Just take it away already, please. Spending $20 on this has to be killing him inside. Let's talk to him. This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look at Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know. You always blow apart my testimony. Why, of all days, didn't you do it? Didn't you do it today? Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? Would he have preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So, did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean? Well, how did she put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir, I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that. Wah. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. So, did you like the twin tea set? No. I've never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking. So, how did it taste? Well, for $20, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, really. It was delicate. Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it. I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. And I just realized, it's bad. That's it. It tasted bad. It's just kinda hard to admit it to yourself when you paid $20 for it, you know? Maybe he should have found out about the price after he had finished eating. Hey, Nick. Hey, Nick. Maybe that's why Glenn Elg came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. If by fierce you mean fearsome. Speaking of Glenelg, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? So what were you all excited about earlier? Huh? That's right, you said you were listening to the radio or something. Oh, that? That was nothing. I wasn't excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe, you can tell little ol' me. What were you listening to? Nothing, really. It was just the, daily exercise show. What the? A psych lock? Ha ha ha. This is lunch special lobster. Sure is great. Then why are there tears in your eyes? After he said that, it's like, alright, he's definitely lying. Can you tell me more about the victim? This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked. What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? Groan, he wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a bit more fun? Fun? Oh, I know. So have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elg worked yet? You might as well. His workplace? Where's that? A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc. I don't know if you want to call your computer firm Blue Screens or something like that. Sounds like a real stable company, not with blue screens. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff. I wonder about that. It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look. Computer firm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? Do 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 do. You never did find the contents of that bag. It was medicine for Mr. Elg's ruptured eardrum, right? Yeah, we found traces of it in his left ear canal. He must have used it while he was at Trespienne. We're sure of that much. That's the apron Maggie was wearing. Yeah, it still smells like her, too. Does this mean Maggie smells like ketchup? A one-way ticket to happiness, huh? Glenelg died because of this ticket. Yeah, but it's still a one-way ticket to happiness, pal. And Maggie was found guilty of murder because of it, too. Looks like anything about Maggie is an instant conversation stopper. Yeah, he's got a real soft spot for her, and it obviously hurts when you hit it. What do you think about this? No. Hey, are you putting this up for sale, pal? I like how I'm just carrying it around. Like, I'm just carrying around this broken bike that isn't even mine. Like, I just stole this bike. No, I think it's probably an image of it. No! Why would I want a busted up scooter like this anyway? Yeah, plus the seat's all covered in pigeon poop. Who cares? If it runs, that's all that matters to me. My phony was riding this bike. Maybe if I head back to the park, it'll be there again. It's for $500,000, pal. That's, $500,000 bills. Okay. But I'll tell you this. The Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. Yeah, I already had that. Not helpful. Can we talk about Maggie? Maggie's probably crying all alone right now, huh? Yeah, thanks to you. Ah! I'm sorry, I'm so sorry! Maya, don't torch poor Gumshoe's feelings like they're cups of cheap creme brulee. You're really crazy about Maggie, aren't you? No, I'm not... It's not that You don't have to hide it, Gumshoe. It's pretty obvious. Yeah, you're way too plain looking for Maggie, right? I'd arrest you right now if you weren't so right. No, in all my years I've never seen a witness who was that confused before. Yeah, you looked pretty confused by his testimony. Nothing against old guys, I like them and all, but sounded like he was pretty sure about what he saw. Yeah, that's the impression I got too. Me three. But then, why doesn't even a single part of his testimony corroborate any of the facts? You know what that chef said to me? Oh la la! Oh, I already read that. So we're going to now do Cyclock stuff? Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What were you listening to? No way, pal. Not that you've made a big thing out of it. Now that you've made a big thing out of it, I'm not gonna tell you. We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it's related to the lottery. I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big, just like Glenn Elg did. It's like you can see right in through me. Huh? I've cracked him already? See, pal? That's why I said it was nothing. I was expecting it to be like, oh, you cracked it, and then 5 Cyclocks appear, and it's like, what? I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how did it go? I won 50 cents! It'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad. Yeah, I know the feeling. I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elg, see? And they've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal. I bet that's what Mr. Elg was listening to on the day he was killed. Yeah, what time is it now? It's just after 1:30. And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah. Look, I got this flyer when I bought the ticket. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Millionaire Radio? That sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money. I want to look for the vase. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape around it. Yeah, the stains from the poison cup don't go clicking the tablecloth. Look, that wasn't helpful. What if we go to the kitchen? Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. I'll be back next month. Oui, naturellement. I will be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. No, I have everything ready, I promise. I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. Hehehe. No, 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 stop it, I beg you. Then don't let me down. I'll be watching you. Mice, non. This is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle. Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart. Oh, non. You do not have to worry. You know you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It is the oil of sandalwood. I do love raw meat from time to time. Hee hee hee. Ah! I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. Who is that? Oh, I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become the nervous wreck. There, oh, oui, oui, that feels good. Ah, erg. Oh la la, excuse me, excusez-moi, monsieur. My eyes! My eyes! Your eyes? If you have trouble with your eyes, you need this la oil of sandalwood. Isn't this just the leftovers from what you were using? Just using? My eyes! You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? No, you are right, Monsieur. Perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, no? That way, I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme. Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. But you are right. Business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is la problem. People do not understand it. They think it is trade. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you... But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays? Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry. Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to la finale. I'm just gonna say bye now. No one will take it from me. What about the woman that just said she likes fire? So who was that woman you were just talking to? Oh la la, you saw that? Well, yes, sorry. So, who was she? She looked so polite and graceful. I don't know about that, Maya. She said something about burning down the restaurant and then killing him. Polite? Graceful? And she likes raw meat and fires, right? I'll be back next month. Oui, naturellement, I will be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid I might get a little hot. Around here. No, I will have everything ready, I promise. Now that I think about it. Hey, Maya, I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well, let's show him that piece of evidence and see what happens. What piece of evidence, Maya? So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with la broken wings. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. Oui, they kept harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them. Help them? With what? My there. If I did not owe them la money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with la salad garnish. Ew, I hope he doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. I'm going to guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Ah. Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. Okay, that's the clue that we got to talk to him. Ah, it is true, my vases are broken all the time. I bought a new one the next day after la incident. But they wouldn't let me put it on la table because of la investigation. Do. Doesn't seem he really talks to me a lot about a lot of stuff. If only I had taken the right lottery ticket. I would not have any debts right now. I would be free. Look on the bright side, Mr. Armstrong. You won $1, right? Lack of remorse for having stolen something priceless. The woman who was here earlier, I take it that she's, Why has it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in la debt. It is a sign of la bad world we live in, huh? No, I'd say it's more of a sign of la bad culinary skills. The woman who was here, the scary woman, she is from la loan office. Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from? Oui, tender lender. It is called. Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money. Please, you must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10. $10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Maya. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. So tender lender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I wonder if they've got anything to do with this case. I am a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Him loaning me la money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like his slave, and I have to do everything that he tells me. Who's this he? La Tiger. The Tiger? Oui. He is the manager of the tender lender. A terrifying man, la big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my teeth are trembling, and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of that battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry. Hold on a second. A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter. Does this guy resemble me by any chance? Oh, no. This man has a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, oui, he does have the spiky hair, just like you. Oui, there is a resemblance here, I suppose. Sounds like this loan office is worth checking out after all. If you want to visit the Tenderlander, it is just beyond Vitamin Square. Hey Nick, if you need money, I can loan you some, as long as it's less than $3. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? What is it? Is this your scooter? No, I saw it before in Vitamin Square, you see. Mon Dieu, no. Take it away. Do not show that to me. Talk about an allergic reaction. He really does not like that scooter. Did anything change in here? Now I know I'm in a French restaurant, never heard of most of these seasoning. Has oyster sauce? What's that? Is that used in Chinese food? And look at these knives, they look really sharp. I'd like to see how one of that slices through cheesecake. Yeah, I already read all that. Now this is one large mirror. Bet this is where he makes himself look pretty. He's literally right here. Sunday. This is Monday. But that's his tea. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Is this his diary about being framed, or not framed, but like having to do stuff for this company? Two of them, like actors from a film. Coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothing's over too soon. On a sad Sunday morning. Foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea and I know what I will do. I must fly to you. I must. Sounds suspicious. I wish I could ask him about the poems. Should I present to him the bottle? Oh, I don't have the bottle. When is Gumshoe gonna get me the bottle back? Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. Got a big meeting starting in a bit. About Maggie's case, you mean? No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside. Okay, well, see you later then. Bye. Did Gumshoe lose something? You better get going, detective, or you'll be late. Actually, I kinda got a favor to ask. It's a big one. A favor? Yeah, it's for, Maggie, actually. I was kinda hoping you'd give this to her for me. What is it? It's a lunchbox. Got up early so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looked like she'd lost a lot of weight. Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? There's not a person on Earth who could down this much meat. You think? I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender juiciness. So will you give it to her? It took me ages to make. So please, say you will, pal. Can't exactly say no, can I? Tenderly handmade lunchbox. Fills the stomach with love. And plenty of weenies. Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry. Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie. And then we forget and we have to give it to her at, like, the end of the trial. The next day. He's finally gone. Do 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 do. Let's go to the detention center. No one's here. Let's go to blue screens. We got a whole bunch of places we can go. Wow, this place is so high-tech, you can almost smell the electricity in the air. It's a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know. Who are you? Oh, hello. I'm sorry, access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. What the hell are you wearing? Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company director. Director? She's a human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. And that thing over her eye, isn't that the same device as Glenn Elg's? It's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HMD. All of my programmers here at Blue Screens Inc. are supplied with HMDs. Then do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. So what exactly is this firm's business? I'll try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. Huh? You lost me on the corner of analyze and management. It doesn't matter, they analyze stuff. You got that much, right? The software we produce is distributed on CDs. That sounds important. CDs? Yes, compact disc, digital optical storage media. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. That's important. It is a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? I'm researching the impact of the time-space continuum logical influences on response time, variable memory overheads for success. What? I missed a lot of that. Did he say something about the time-space continuum? Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all of that? Yeah? Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil? You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know, it's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Inc. Oh. How about Mr. Elg's desk? Have you cleared it out already? No, not yet. This one right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you are welcome to take it. Guess there might be a clue here somewhere. Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? For betting on which horse will win in a given race. They're horse racing tickets. Oh wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets though. Horse racing betting tickets found in Glen Elg's desk. There's over 500 of them. This many tickets would get you, what, $1 down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up that you'd try to profit from the dead, Nick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Whoa, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know. He's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry then. Hey, this calendar. What about it? If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it. Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen. Oh, that's when the murder took place. December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else? Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger. The tiger? That sounds like very important evidence. You gonna say anything? He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he? Wow, I bet that's where the pro in programmer comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I could become Old Seedy's apprentice. And what about your spirit medium training? Hey look, Nick, it's a supercomputer! Looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. That explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya. Yeah, but at least Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. I think that's what she was hinting at, though. Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling. Now they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever the word I'm looking for. This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind. I can tell. Futuristic? Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look in the future when we designed it. Helps to soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling. Man, we have so much evidence. OMG, we have so much evidence. And so many more places we can go. Would you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected. Super admin restricted desktop access password protected? What? This is madness. No, Maya. That is Sparta. She won't tell us unless we say the right code word. Code word, Sesame. It's not Sesame, then it must be her mother's maiden name. That's how it always is. No point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya. Guess she just doesn't want to talk about this. Maybe we should focus on asking about Glen Elg. What do you say? I'm assuming she just says this whenever... What about the prescription he was taking? Can you tell me about this poison? Nope. About Mr. Elg. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from one or two bugs in his personality. Oh, like what? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble. What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So he was really no trouble at all, a model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. Got to find out what this trouble was exactly. He borrowed money from Tenderlender. I think we have to go there, though, before we can get the evidence for it. Can I just present this? No. Okay, well, you are not very helpful. Uh-oh. He's back. I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you? He's probably in that strawberry over there. Maybe he went to buy another ton of bird seeds. I was kinda hoping he wouldn't be here anyway. At least not for now. Besides, any more seeds today and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Hey, check this out. I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you, otherwise you might be in for a shock. My phony must be lurking someplace nearby. Just imagine, tiger, loose in the city. Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like a abandoned chick lost in a vast urban jungle. Huh? Don't worry, someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope. Why is she trying to pep talk me into becoming my phony? Win through compromise. This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it? Yeah, punching bag. Some strange clothes hanging. Some sort of Japanese thing. Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Cool. Talk about a creepy voice. It makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. You're here to discuss a loan? No, not exactly. The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. She's gone, just like that. I guess we'll just have to come back another time. But this is the perfect opportunity to snoop around, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick. Let's take a look around, okay? Do you think it'd be okay? Of course, no one will ever know. Coffee? Ah! I'll leave it here for you to enjoy, quietly. Yes, thank you. Do not touch the desk, please. Nick! Let's get out of here! Now she wants to get out of here. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. But can I examine any of it? What's this? It's a punching bag. What? No way! You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that. What do you mean? Walking around. The design's gross to start off with, and it's way too heavy to be practical. And why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger bags are in? I knew it. I was right before back at Chespian. Paris fashion is more my thing. I really, really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. Let's see, this round doll thing is called, Daruma, I think. Daruma? I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured, in case you were wondering. You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change? I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always right himself. Go on, Nick. Give him a good shove. Only if I feel like dying. Now this yellow thing. This is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king? Not that I'm an expert or anything. I'm more of a reversey person, you know. Assuming she knows what she's talking about. These aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they? Gulp. Hey, there's a piece of paper sticking out from under here. What is it? A repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light? That's insane. The car is registered to the cadaverini. Huh? So it's not even the Tiger's car? Why would someone else's repair bill be in the Tiger's office? Car repair bill for $15,000, paid by Tiger to the Cadaverini family. Win through compromise? I wonder what that's supposed to mean. It must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that. Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me. That. Ah! That's Tender Lender's guiding principle. Oh? Compromise the customer to win. Oh, I see. How about you, Nick? Compromise? That doesn't sound good. Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I'd say we're okay. That's one slogan no business owner should ever explain to their customer. Shudders. Hey, look at this Parisian style coat. It's so chic. Is that the one that the Paris? The chef guy bought? Looks more like a pimp coat to me. Guess I haven't got an eye for fashion. Hey, look at this. This suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick. The same color as my suit? Ah! Keep your voice down, Maya. Nick, you've got to take a look at this. Some cake? Ah! I'll just leave it here for you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly, otherwise. Sure. Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said. Yeah, sure. I have my eye on you. Only so I can take care of you. Understand? Ah, I'm scared, Nick. So, what were you getting so excited about before? Look on the lapel of this suit. That's an attorney's badge. Is the Tiger a lawyer? Looks nothing like my badge. No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. Found at Tender Lender, made of a cardboard and painted to look authentic. How the hell did he pass the inspection? For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick. Why doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? Oh no, someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. That's going to be a nightmare to clean up. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. is one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. How did she manage to knock one of those over? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy? Oh hey! There's a book of matches here too. Trespian matches. Matches, huh? Places don't give those out much nowadays. Hey, wait a second. What is it? Look what's printed on its cover. It says Trespian. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use them. Yeah. The pilot light for the office boiler keeps going out. Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss. The desk is the most important part of this area. And I'm guessing there's no way we can take a look at what's on it. There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud, it's a wonder you can hear it. I get it. The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into. Have you finished the coffee? Ah! Yes, thanks. It was lovely. So, you drank it all? He. Did you poison my coffee? Gulp. If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup. That coffee, it was laced with something. I'm almost sure of it. Nick, my stomach, it's killing me. Oh wait, maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast. I sure hope so. Better take a look at that CD while we're still alive and have the chance. What the? What? It's not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claw of the Tiger? It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber. What? This must be the CD Maggie told us about. Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal. No way, that woman will make us drink more coffee if we do. Found at Tenderlander a sample disc with the name written on in marker. Oh no. Ah! Come out from underneath the desk, Maya. What are yous two snooping around in my office for? Nothing. We were... Grah! My precious carpet. You's got ash on my rug. You gonna wish you ugly feet never came through my door. It wasn't us. You's gonna argue with me? Is that what you doing? You think yous can take me on? I'm gonna flatten yous two into pancakes and turn yous into my new rugs. Ah! Oh. Dawn Tiger, you're back. Ack, that voice. It's like evil seeping into your head through your ears. I'm sorry, Dawn Tiger. I knocked over that ashtray earlier and... Eek! Has she got a death wish or what? Oh, right! Huh? Forget about it, Violetta. It's nothing. What? I ain't gonna get mad at you, you're too cute to hear. That's so unfair. to hurt. Did I misread that? Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. Where are you getting all this food? And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan. Grah! Phoenix Wright. Yes? You's either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I work so hard, but now you's gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my phony. Heh, but I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? Heh heh heh. Yous shoulda left the little girl at home, right? I have a few... No questions. This is the last time we meet. Wait, please. That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him. Like you're one to talk, I didn't hear you scream, hold it either. The espresso. And cookies. This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now what was the tiger called? What was it the tiger called her? Violetta? So I'm kind of curious about your company, Tender Lender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. I don't really feel like it's warm and friendly. A conscientious rate of interest and an attractive repayment policy. Why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well? We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender. Hey, Nick. Things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan? Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much. Tender Lender is on your side. He he he. So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Right. I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. So, do you know about the incident we're investigating? What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here, that incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager. The manager being the tiger? Furio Tiger. Furio? Tiger? So that's where the tiger comes from. Zin E-Hope's got a real name, Nick. Hurry up and find out more about him. OMG, so many profiles now. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean Mr. Tiger. Cookie? Sure? How do you like my cookies? I banked them myself. He he he. Go ahead, Nick. The honor is all yours. No, ladies first, Maya. He he he. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl doing working together? We are lovers. It's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice. And I owe Don Tiger my life. He's the one who saved me. Tiger saved you? Please address him properly as Don Tiger. Otherwise, I'll have to... Okay, Don Tiger, of course. I'm sorry. He saved her life. I'd sure like to know how that happened. Age unknown. About this. More coffee? You must have more. No, thanks. I had enough, really. I'm so thirsty. I don't leave the office. I can't tell you about anything except Don Tiger. I think that's a lie. Oh, but they didn't really make it very obvious that there was a new one. I'm very frail, you see. Just recently I died once. Hee. What? You died? About 4 months ago. The doctors said to abandon all hope. I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the river Styx. But Don Tiger, he saved me. He gave up everything. Everything? When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided to pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso. I still wonder about what's in her coffee. So, is that why you've got that bandage around your head? He. This? So what's the story with the bandage? Cyclops time? They put it on after the operation. Operation? It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury. He. Fatal injury? Maya just suffered one herself, by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once. Uh-oh, 4 Cyclops. Oh, she really creeps me out, Nick. Same here, but we've got to find out the truth. So wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I don't think I can do the Cyclops yet. There's too many of them, and I basically know nothing about this person. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow. He. Did the injury in question have something to do with this? I don't have anything. Did it have to do with horses? Since what else would cause a head injury? I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. Does she literally not talk to me about anything? About this? No, I wanted to see. You know anything about poison? Do you know anything about this person? This person? You don't seem to be very helpful. Something did update, though. There he is! Old Seedy is back, feeding the pigeons again. There, take this, and get out of my park! Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya, just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can. What? Why? Hello, old man! What are you doing, Maya? Huh? Kah! Hey, he just turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning. Hey, Mr. Kudo! Pigeon. Kah. Look, we really need to talk to you, alright? Out with the demons, in with the good... Ow, ow, seeds! Shell splinters, painful. I always knew you were a demon, Maya. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Gah, everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. A dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside that he can't remember her fates. A filthy, depraved animal. Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder into the young lad's Javachino. But it could also be this person. We hear you. And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece, on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles. We're really sorry. Oh, I made a little mistake about the vase, so what? I know what I saw, I tell you, I tell you, I tell you. Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo. Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this. You said you were a craftsman, right? Kah, The modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves. Surely it's not that. I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one. Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself. I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his earhole. Objection! Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all. I've got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out. If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? Actually, we've got places to go, things to check and stuff. Maybe another time? Fine, whatever, just don't forget. I've got a tsunami's worth of grumbling to do. Yes. This girl right here is really looking forward to hearing it all, honest. What? I never said that. Come to the place where I work then. Here, bring this along with you. What is this? It's covered in seeds. A discount coupon for a burger? You really want someone to grumble at, huh? Although, it is a burger joint. You said you were a craftsman, right? Yeah. Guess I better let him talk. So there's not much call for craftsmen these days, then? Of course not, you idiot! I'm good for nowadays... All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for the walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman? Well... Buy some bread, now that I can understand. But what's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why don't people say what they mean? Get lost. That's what they're trying to say. Oh yes. I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at that restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute. What did he just say? At home and at that restaurant. Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about Tres Bien? Did you get asked to run an errand there too? Yes, I did, the very day that young brat was poisoned. What? That sounds important. Why didn't you testify? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. The serving girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. You call the police? Call them yourself. I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time. So did you end up calling the police? Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Gah, do I look like I'd have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course. You went looking for one? Couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes? So for 5 minutes after the incident happened. Yes sirree, the owner was at Bien on his own. Why didn't you mention this in court this morning? Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance. But you all bullied me out of the courtroom. Sigh, thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. What? Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Not my fault. You're the ones to blame. Could have at least told us before we got to the courtroom. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that man, alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant. Ah. Oh sure, you go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead. We need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie. And from Mr. Armstrong. Are you still here? I want to ask you about something. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again. The place is open for business. Can't have an open restaurant without a chef? Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple minutes after the incident happened, Sir Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Missing when we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. Did he leave his food cooking? That smells... Yeah, he just left his food cooking. Yeah, I think it's been permanently burned in my brain now. As an example of what truly awful food tastes like. Bet it'd taste really good if it was prepared well. Balsamy even. This update? No. What's this? We already looked at bottles. Let's go to detention. Oh, Mr. Wright! Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you? Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I was going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident, anyway. possible she is the one misremembering things? Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep. There are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, it's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Bomber, Maya. That name was scrawled on the sports paper as well. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. You said that you passed out when the victim Glenn L. collapsed, right? Yes. It's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. Before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir. So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Trespian. No, no idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old Seedy wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police. Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this case at all. Grr, it's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. I think it's the other way around? Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier. I don't know. The things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old Seedy. We have a lot of stuff to present to her. Let's ask her about old Seedy. I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better. Maggie, there's something on your mind you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Okay, that's the next thing. But let's talk to them. Do you know this person? Holy smokes, that's him! Huh? That's your phony, Mr. Wright. Just look at that ridiculous suntan. For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how. He told me he'd been on a business trip to Hawaii, and that's where he got the tan. I'm not hearing this. Why don't you tell me anything about that? Ah, is that your attorney's badge? Actually, it's a fake. Holy smokes, that's it! Huh? That's the badge your phony had, Mr. Wright. You got duped by this? But it's a completely different color. And what about the fact that it's made of paper? So the badge got a tan as well, while he was in Hawaii on business. I'm beginning to see how my phony was able to gain her trust. Oh, I never looked at who is the Cadaverini family? And is it related to this person? I think I have a lead, but let's first talk with Maggie. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table... It's true, there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old, middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. A woman? Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. Creepy? Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Now I can present her. But he was saying the injury was caused by this. Was it a car? Oh, it was a car crash. Yeah, I bet that's it. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident. Let me see that. This bill is made out to the cadaverinis? Yes, yes it is. I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the cadaverinis have to do with me? Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. I don't think I have evidence for that. Oh yeah, I want to give her food. Oh yeah, I've got something that you're going to love. Really? What is it? A lunchbox just for you. Here. Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies too. Can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make it just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that. The rules are the rules. They lock you up if you break them. Somehow, when an ex-com turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies. But, oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Wright. But... She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But, I guess so. Gumshoe's lunchbox, eaten with Maya. Well, how was it? I've hit the spot. I love weenies. Oh good, I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. I feel like we didn't want to do that. Like, it feels like I just lost, like, a key item. How about we save here? What was the last load from? I feel like we should keep the weenies. Gumshoe's not here, though. Will Gumshoe be here if we give her the weenies, though? I'm not convinced. I mean, we could try. Well, we already gave her the weenies in the other... Okay, so you have to give her the weenies, okay. The main server just went up in smoke! Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already! Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet, too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief. But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas. It's gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No! Just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down, something really big. Huh? What are you doing here, pal? Detective Gumshoe! You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. Huh? Got big problems here today. Why? What's going on? It's a virus! A virus! A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. But I really need to ask you some questions. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up. Yes? No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear? Okay? You got money trouble. Just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. We're not thinking about borrowing money, Detective. We want information. Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Tenderlander is considered to be even fishier than an average illegal loan shark. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in all their debts. Really? Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. Alright. I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did he just say? That lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? Better find out what the story is with this lady. So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know. What? Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? Here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus? Sure, I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine, I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics of the two of you. A virus is a program that I don't even need him to explain this, but whatever. Virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is, well, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you've got stored on your PCs here in the station. Virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa, that's scary. Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Most computers are connected together on a network, right? Virus can move from one machine to another over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Just like a real virus, huh? But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that? Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's. What? That's horrible! Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezed on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold. Right. Then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. Who? What? Where? When and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, What a computer virus is. That's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? And I feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. It's MC Bomber. Oh, this is it! Stupid name, I remember now. I thought so. Here it comes. Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on? It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it. Name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD. That's the name of the virus. MC Bomber. What? Yeah, the virus that's just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? Can't discuss anything connected to the case. It's not even connected to the case. This seems important. But you can't discuss it. Was this the lady you were talking about? That's the girl who works over at Tenderlander. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it. She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she? That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name's Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cadaverinis? That's one scary-sounding name. You can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met. Who are they? I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival. All this stuff with criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the route of this virus on the black market. You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah. And because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal. In the millions? A virus can be worth that much? I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? Scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Trust me, doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop, these guys are scary. They got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah. Moolah, as in, they pretty much control all the cash in the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes Tenderlender, I take it. Sure, no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then? Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tenderlender? I don't know, pal. But I hear she and the boss of Tenderlender are pretty tight. Tight? That's what it said in the file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. Ah, I can't believe it! I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is, you know, the lunchbox. How did everything go? Lunchbox? You remember the weenies? I hate weenies! Oh yeah, those weenies. So, how did my weenies taste when they went down the hatch? Huh? Well, it was delicious. Yeah, that's what she said? Really? Well, not exactly. Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? What do you mean? I made a jumbo lunchbox. Oh. Do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this? It sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one. I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that. Weenies again, Nick? Tell me we don't have to eat all these too. Gumshoe's lunchbox. Tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies again. I really can't eat anymore. Maggie's probably crying all alone right now, huh? Yeah, thanks to you. Oh no. You already read this. Can you tell me about this person? That lady is the boss of the Blue Screens Inc., pal. Yeah, I figure she's clean. She got nothing to hide. She seems kinda like a doll to me. In a good way and a bad way. Kinda makes you think she might be hiding something. Oh, this guy, the tiger. Is he famous? Yeah, this guy's not a loan shark, you know. Nope, he's a big lone cat. Hence the name. Don't pay him back, and you'd better say your prayers, because he'll eat you alive. You're shaking, detective. Like a leaf. I'm just, you know, kinda on edge at the moment, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't go flashing that photo around if I were you, pal. Why not? That guy rules the criminal underworld. Could get yourselves in serious trouble. Talking say your prayers trouble. You're shaking, detective. Like a leaf. I'm just, you know, kinda on edge at the moment, if you know what I mean. Don't forget to give that to Maggie, okay? But they don't allow presents for prisoners in the detention center, right? Hey, you're right. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm counting on you to get it to her somehow. I'm a lawyer, not a delivery boy, Gumshoe. Can you tell me about this? No? Thinking I got all the useful information out of him. Maggie's not here anymore. I'm going to stop there. And hopefully we can finish it next time. Thanks for watching. Let's see. I think my two dogs is live, so let's read it.